Good morning. Welcome from Smart and Messy Situations. My inner knowing instructs me and guides me on what to do sometimes. And for weeks, something inside of me would not allow me to leave this building. I just would not do it. And about a month ago, I stepped outside and my eyes were like running and my throat started itching, even though I had on a mask. And the same thing, my inner knowing said, whenever you go out, put on a mask. But that particular day, a month ago, I went out, my eyes were running, they turned beet red, my throat was itching. And then once I got back in the building, it was just like this innate thing within me saying, don't leave the building. So here it is a month later. I'm still in the building. This morning I wake up and there is an alert on my phone telling the residents of this city not to go outside because the level of pollution in the air was somewhat a health risk. If you have health issues, the article went on to say, do not go out because it could affect your health. Also, it said, if you are elderly, do not go outside in this weather. It could affect your health. If you are a child, do not go out because the pollution in the air is such that the EPA said that it was dangerous for your health. It could even trigger an asthma attack. And you would get runny eyes, irritated throat. It may be hard to breathe, and some people may even be hospitalized. So whenever I hear things like that, a confirmation of what my inner knowing has already told me, I'm just like, okay, my inner knowing warns me a month ago that this was going to happen. Just like my inner knowing warned me that, hey, just because you saw it on a paper, just because you saw it in an almanac, my inner knowing told me that the weather was about to get bad. And this was at the end of summer, months before it actually happened. Whereas I started storing up emergency food. And I warned the people on my Facebook page, I warned people here. I eventually took it down. I said, well, I don't want people going into a panic. But there are a lot of things that I keep to myself that I don't feel as though I need to share, because people do go into a panic sometimes. Some of them will pull extra hard on my energy, wanting to know things, and some things you just cannot disclose to people. Sometimes you just have to let life go in the way that it has to go, and sometimes just be quiet. Just be quiet and let it pass. But disability I've had, I know that I've had it since I was little. I think some of my family, I know my dad knew, because he would not allow me to watch TV, like especially the news. And even after I became an adult, he would tell me, Tammy, you don't need to watch the news, because I would watch the news and I would feel the pain of people so deeply. And then it was almost like I could predict the ending of what was going to happen. My dad, I believe my dad is kind of empathic, or he knows things, and a lot of times he keeps it to himself. And I will let you know that high vibrational, whether you're high vibrational or low vibrational, even some low vibrational people can read energy. I say low vibrational because some people use their energy in the wrong way. And they do. And a lot of narcissistic type people will meet up with the empaths, the high energy or the high frequency empaths. They tend to meet up, and it's a push and pull thing. They're actually reading each other, and it's a push and pull war. They're mirroring, the narcissist will mirror the high frequency empath in order to try to manipulate them, but the empath already sees what's going on and sometimes can head it off, or sometimes they will sit and see how far the narcissist is going to go. You know what? But there's never a time that the high frequency empath does not know what the low frequency person is doing. They know what each other is doing, and it's just, I guess, part of the cycle of life, of a push and a pull, a push and a pull. And it's whether or not you're going to accept what they're doing, or you're going to walk away. You have a choice at all times whether to walk away. It might be hard to walk away because they're holding on so tight to you, but there's always a choice to walk. But life is something else, and energy guides us both in our physical life, in our spiritual life. Just because a person passes over, it doesn't mean that they're not there. Their energy is still there. Energy doesn't die. It doesn't destroy itself. It doesn't disappear. It goes on and on and on. So just because you don't see your aunt, your uncle, your passed on people, it does not mean that their energy is still, that their energy is gone. They're still there. Honey, they are still there. And some of them will guide you. And we have an inner guidance in us, the God within us. Because if we were made in the image of the Creator, don't you know that we must have some of the powers of the Most High? Yes, we have healing powers. We have the ability to create. We have the ability to know. So most of us are born with it, and then it's kind of like squished out of us by society and their weird beliefs. You shouldn't do that. That's weird. You shouldn't predict. You're weird. But that's not the way it was supposed to be. We all came in with the innate ability to know, to know. We've just forgotten. And now some of us are awakening and remembering what we came into the earth with. And the more we're awakened and the more our eyes are open, the more we feel, the more we know. hmm So, but sometimes it's a burden for those who have not been awakened. And when you tell them things, they may not accept it or they might retaliate against you. So sometimes the ones that do see and the ones that do know, well, we have to keep that to ourselves or amongst ourselves and just be quiet. Shh. They're not ready yet. They're not awakened yet. But soon, and very soon, they shall too remember. Peace and love always. Smart and messy.